Okay, so what we're going to do is just go through completing the square, bit of revision. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on the general quadratic equation, which will ultimately end up giving us the quadratic formula. So here's the general equation: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is divide by a. So I just get the x squared on its own, and remember that was one of the things that we needed to do when we're completing the squared, is get rid of that coefficient of whatever is in front of the x squared. So first thing I'm going to do, divide by a, so I get x squared plus ba over x plus ca equals 0. Okay, I'm going to shift the c over a to the other side because don't need to worry about it at the moment. Next thing I'm going to do is complete the square. So remember that you take the coefficient of x and half it, so that's going to give me a 2a on the bottom. Not forgetting, of course, that when I expand this out, I will end up with x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared. So I need to include a subtraction for that because obviously that wasn't there in the original equation. So I subtract it. Okay, move that over to the other side, expand it, so I get b squared over 4a squared, and then again not touching the left hand side of the equation, but just give it a common denominator of 4a squared. So hopefully you can start seeing where things from the quadratic equation start arriving. Okay, finally, so we've got I've just rewritten that at the top here again, so we've got x plus b over 2a all squared equals b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So I'm going to take the square root, not forgetting of course that you've got to consider both options, the plus and the minus. So I've got now the plus or minus the square root of b squared over 4ac all over 4a squared. Well, I can, because it's a division, I can separate out the square root and square root 4a squared to give me 2a. So I now have pretty much there now, x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Shift the b over 2a to the other side and I get my quadratic formula. X equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, well worth remembering because it takes forever to look up.